Main event on Saturday night, we welcome back Cesar Francis. He will take on the veteran Ray Beltran. Cesar, first and foremost, great to see you again. Thank you. Told us a fun fact about your opponent, the Puerto Rican you defeated before you faced Mamoon, Jose Roman Vasquez, and you said he was 6'3". And how did he enter the ring?
He entered the ring by climbing over with his legs. I said, oh, shit.
He knew at that point.
I said, yeah, this is gonna be a fight.
Yeah, and it was.
It was a great fight. He came to fight. He was very strong, very tall, taller than me. So it was my first time actually fighting a person taller than me. I'm always like the tallest, but it was great experience. He was undefeated, and he came with that Puerto Rican pride, and I loved it. You know, he was undefeated when I fought him. Of course, like you guys know, I don't duck no smoke, man. I seen the undefeated record. I said, yeah, I need this.
Yep.
This is going to be good for my record. Came to Florida, fought Mamone. Another tough fight. That's why when he was bugging out in the ring, I told my corner, I said, well, shit, he fought a great fight. I said, how can you feel some type of way about the guy?
Right.
The guy came to fight.
Exactly.
He came to fight, so he deserved to feel that way. But look, I stayed engaged the whole time. I never went away from the fight, and I believe that won me the fight. I stayed engaged and I kept fighting. The judges seen it, my corner seen it, my family seen it. They said, "Listen, you won that fight because you stayed engaged." He felt a little between like the rounds. He got a little more cocky. He got away from the fight by being a little more cocky. He should have stayed more engaged. But look, listen, he fought a great fight, and I appreciate him because he made me a better fighter.
Put himself in good position with that win, Roy.
Yeah, he did. What did you learn from that fight?
Keep your hands up, man. and don't sleep on an opponent because he has no knockouts.
Right.
Understand? He didn't really have no knockouts, and I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't respect his power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And look, you gotta respect every fighter that you go in there and you fight with. You don't gotta have too much respect for them, but you know, do what you gotta do. Keep your hands up. Keep moving. I got stiff a little bit there, and I didn't move my head, and I didn't see it, and I got cracked, and I loved it. I went home and I said, I'm better. I'm better. I needed that. Every fighter has went through what I went through, and if I didn't go through it early, what would have happened later in my career? I would have got it was my first time, so I had to handle it. Look, and I beat it. I beat it. I beat it. I went right through it, and I became a better fighter from it. So I would definitely say I became a lot better from that fight, man. That was a great fight.
He has the utmost respect for you too. I mean, you can understand his point. He thought because he was pushing the issue, he felt like he was winning. You felt like you was boxing more, which was you were much more busier,
right,
from the outside. So that was a fight that it's according to what the judges like. You understand?
Right.
That was really,
right.
But it was a great learning experience for both of y'all. And to be honest, for me, y'all gave the crowd what they paid for, and that's different. We don't get that too much in boxing. You broke his jaw the first round, he dropped you the second round, and both of y'all kept on going at it. The rest of the night, y'all still kept going like wasn't nothing wrong. That's true boxing. That's what we pay to see. That's what the fans want to see. That's what we bring y'all right here on ProBox.
ProBox TV, baby. My promotion ain't playing.
Exactly.
Telling y'all.
When Superman gets that excited about your upcoming fight, Cesar, that's kind of a compliment. And I know Magic Man can relate because we always talk about those seminal moments in a career. And you say, Antonio, I'll let you ask the question, but he says, I got cracked. Then I knew I was in a fight, but then he knew he could take it.
Yeah. I like the young man because when we sit down here and ask these questions, we really get an inside look on the young man himself, his approach to the fight, his mentality. Those are the things that really stick out. And he's on a presumably fast track right now. He fought an undefeated fighter, came back and fought Mamoon, a veteran. Now we got a 41-year-old guy that's been in the ring with some of the best fighters in the world today. I like the way you're approaching the game. Now, you're no spring chicken either. You're a little bit up in age, meaning from where you sit at 10-0. Are you on the fast track, and what does a win over Beltran does for your career?
I don't believe I'm in a fast track. I believe I'm in a blessed. I'm in the great stages. I'm taking on great opponents. Also, we think too. Understand? You got to be a thinker too. Not saying that these guys are light, but you gotta know how to carry your career, and I think I'm doing it the right way without ducking. With signing contracts that are given to me when I feel like, listen, this is a great fight for me. I am up in age, so I'm not gonna say we're pushing the gas, but we're cruising. We're cruising. I'm sorry. What was the question?
What do you believe an impressive win over Beltran in your division? What does that put you? You feel like after this, could you be ready to test the waters for maybe a title shot, or put yourself on that radar?
I think I'm already testing the waters. I believe I'm already testing the waters. Fighting an undefeated fighting a former world champion. I'm dipping my foot in that water already, man. I'm just putting my foot a little deeper, with Beltran, and just to test myself. And a great win will put me, in those rankings where I want people to understand. Look, listen, you got this kid that was born in Panama, went through a lot of pain, and he came out on top. He moved to America, and look at him now. Understand? Everybody back in my country, back in my town, they could relate to me, and I could give other people, a great push.
That's awesome.
Because I do it for my country, Panama.
Yes, indeed. You represent very well. Cesar, going into that Vasquez fight on Triller, you knew you had an opportunity to catapult, to make that next big step in your career. Was there something that changed before you hit that fight, and then you carried that same learning lesson or approach, or maybe a different scenario, a different mindset that you carried into the win over Mamoun? Did something change that kind of all of a sudden clicked for you, and you said, all right, now I am truly ready to make this run?
Yes. Every single time you take on a great opponent as a fighter, it kind of like boosts you up a little bit, and then you get more boost up. So right now I'm on a high. And I'm ready to showcase my talent, give the people out here in Tampa, Florida a great show, a great fight, and honestly just put my name out there and let them know who I am. This kid is not. When my career is over, I'm gonna have great saying. Well, listen, man, Cesar Francis, that guy took on a lot of great guys, and I seen it with my own two eyes. Understand? So I feel like this is the perfect time to take on a great veteran like this guy right here, Ray Beltran. Which I was actually, it's crazy because I was happy when he became world champion.
There you go.
Yeah. I was watching him fight, and I wanted him to become world champion. And I got emotional when he became world champion.
And you were also 8 years old when he turned pro.
Yeah, and I was also 8 years old when he turned pro. So these guys that you have in front of you was like, man, it's a great feeling to fight them. It's a great feeling to fight them.
So what do you think gonna be your strengths and weaknesses against Ray? What does he do well, and what does he do that's gonna work in your favor?
What he does well that I like is that he puts pressure. You guys know, man, I like pressure. I like to fight, man. That shit is crazy. I just like to fight.
Nice.
I'm tall and I love my jab. I'm gonna be shooting that right. I'm gonna be doing some things this fight that I learned from my previous fight, which made me a better fighter. So we're gonna stay strong. He's gonna put that pressure. I'm gonna come to fight. I'm gonna keep that distance. And just keep working hard. Keep working hard behind every single jab.
Cannot wait. It will be a great main event. I love the fact that there's that huge respect. I love your enthusiasm. Just real quickly as we wrap things up, will you enter between the ropes, or are you gonna step over the ropes?
I'm not tall enough to. I'm gonna go through the ropes, man.
Great to talk to you.
Appreciate
and I
you
can't
guys,
wait
man.
to call another one of your fights.
Appreciate you guys.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Ray, not only did I just find out that we're neighbors, so good to see you here in Tampa getting set for your fight, but I'm excited personally because of the experience that you bring to the ring. At 41 years old, where would you put yourself right now, the way you feel mentally, physically, and your preparation going into this fight?
Well, well, first of all, thanks for letting me be part of your show. I'm very excited to be back in the ring. Man, all I can say that I'm a type of fighter, type of person that I'm very hard on myself. And as long as I feel good in the gym and I feel good I can compete, I'll still do it, you know what I mean? I still have the fire in me, you know what I mean? So it's something I want to prove to myself. I want to get a one more big fight, world title. And this is the type of fight I was looking for, you know? It was hard to get it because some more promoters, they don't want to give the fight. They think it's risky, whatever. But this is exactly the type of fight I was looking for, you know what I mean? It's just perfect fight for me.
In this situation, I think it's a perfect fight for both of y'all because you're looking to make a comeback because you want to make another run. This kid is looking to find a name like Ray Beltran to add to his belt because he want to go on a run. So it's kind of a crossroads fight for both of y'all, right? And for me, I seen you come back once and make a comeback like no other. You had a career, then you had a second career that was out of this world. Are we working on number 3 now? Is this gonna be the third coming of Ray Beltran? Because we saw the second, and I love the second coming.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I believe it's gonna be the third one. I mean, based on my performance in the gym, the way I've been feeling great, you know what I mean, and I'm confident, you know what I mean, and based on my experience, you know, I've always been I feel like boxing to me has been the type of sport that denied everything I wanted from it. I had to took it by force, you know what I mean. So that was really the type of fighter that I get really motivated. I'm a very when it feels like something denying to me, it's something against me. It's okay, we'll see, and that will keep doing the fire on me. You know what I mean?
You did something that I find very hard for most guys to do. You was a sparring partner for Pacquiao for a long time, right? That's the real Ray Beltran I knew at first. Then all of a sudden, Ray Beltran separated himself from that and became Raymundo Beltran. That was the second coming, and that was a beautiful thing because most fighters that get caught in that syndrome can't shake it. They can't get out of it. You did that. How did you pull that off?
Well, you know what? All I can say is my family is my motivation. You know what I mean? I remember one time I was sparring for Manny. I was sparring with Amir Khan, Jorge, and I was doing such a great job. But I was having the opportunity, you know what I mean? One of my friends asked one of the, thing was Bruce Tremper, from matchmaker from the top rank, and he told me, "Hey, how come you just give Ray an opportunity?" Ray is just a journeyman, like basically he's not gonna do anything, and that bothered me so much because you said something, but you didn't give me the opportunity. You know what I mean? Right. So after that, I became number 1, the Ring Magazine, top of world champions. Not the champion, but I was the number 1, ranked number 1. I was number 1, and I was ranked. I forgot what year it was in the top best fighters of the world without being a world champion. I fought the world titles like a number of times. I got robbed in Scotland. I became a world champion. It was a time in a point in my life that people say, "Oh, it's Ray Beltran's sparring partner mentality." People just talk what they see, but they don't know what's really going on in your personal life. What's really hurt me at some point in my life, you know what I mean? But in some point, I think most fighters, everybody, and go through that, and I started so good in boxing. I was fighting for minus sword, and then I had some personal issues, you know, and my body wasn't performing because so much stress and depression, all that. Right. So that affected my performance in the gym. So I became insecure, you know what I mean? And then I fought one time, I saw that fight I won, a guy is supposed to knock out in 2-3 rounds, and last minute 6 rounds, and I was like, what's going on with my body? Was responding. Right. So they generate insecurities in me, and that reflects on the gym, you know what I mean? It took a while. I remember one time I get to a point and get was in my apartment. It's like, you know what? There's one thing. Got 2 choices. Overcome my fears, or if I let my fears take over, I will regret. You know what I mean? So what I face my fears, I overcome, and since then, I become stronger, you know, mentally.
That's a good question. Champ, you mentioned in the notes that you love the game, but you hate the business. And I think that's what you're kind of hitting on right now. And personally, I can relate to that as well. But when you look at a young guy, 10-0, only 10 fights as a pro, fighting a guy with all your experience, like, I want you to tell the fans that's listening, what is it that this young guy is going to learn from a veteran like you, future ex-world champion? What are some of the lessons you're going to teach your young opponent coming up?
Well, not just to him, but to his team and whoever is behind him, that I think they made that decision to fight me because I already haven't fought in in a while. Just had a fight in last October. It should be done. 41. That's just a mistake, and that's we'll learn. That way they will learn, and not at some point. I'm not saying my opponent, because I don't think the opponents will never overlook the most of us never overlook the opponents, because it's a big mistake well made. But it's team, whoever thought I was done for whatever reason, that will learn. This time, like I think Top Rank learned a couple of times when I fought for them.
Final question. You did take some time off. You did not fight in 2020. We just talked about the fight in October. At 41 years old, does that turn into a positive now that you're back, Ray? How do you feel at 41 with that time off? And secondly, is this fight a make or break, or whatever happens, you're still going to go on another run?
Look, I'm naturally I'm a positive person. When I'm coming from the way I grew up, I grew up with no hope. The environment I grew up, it was surrounded by crime and drugs and all that. I knew what I wanted for me. I think I win this fight. That's on my mind. I don't think what if I lose. I got other plans too. I opened my own promotion company too. I'm also got a nonprofit foundation. I got big plans coming, And this fight is gonna help me to get a little bit better, and to expose a little bit better, on a stream, And I wanna make I wanna be an example, a positive example. When I wanna make I'm gonna open a big gym in Mexico too. So I want to do for the fighters when nobody did for me. I want to educate fighters. For example, in the boxing game, it's known most promoters, most minors may try to make you feel like you do without them, you're nothing. And that's not true, man. We're the diamonds. We're the ones make it happen. We're the ones that fight. We're the ones that, we are the value, not them. It's a teamwork. But it's not that without fuck you, man. Like, you're not going to get in the ring for me. You're not going to get up to run for me. You're not going to make the struggle, wait and all that thing for me. I'm the one make it happen. Yep. You know what I mean? So when my dream is to help fighters, educate them, and make the right team and treat them well the way they deserve, Because a lot of fighters that come from Mexico, there's too many middlemen. And everybody makes money out of the fighter. Everybody screw the fighter. The one that make the least fighter. One of the things I want to say that all the boxing rules, the sanctioning bodies, all the rules, it's all bullshit, man. They don't do it to protect the fighter. They do it used to act like they do their job. You know what I mean? But for example, some organizations have the how to make weight. Oh, it's this amount of time you make to protect it. You know what, man? We're from the street. We don't do whatever it takes to make the weight, because that's the way our mind is like that. We had a tough mind, you know what I mean? So it's not when we come from a scholarship, that we have the right people behind it and nutritionists and all that. Man, you know what? We breathe different, you know what I mean? So when they do the rules, but for example, it's a multi-million-dollar fight, they do a catchweight fight, they make the champion come down, few extra pounds, because they forgot about it. Come on, man. It's like, it's all about the money, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. That's what I'm saying. That's what I hate about the boxing world. But I want to make my own group of fighters, protect them, and treat them well. You know what I mean? That's my goal. I got good people behind me, and they have the same mentality that I have, and that's my goal. That's my dream.
The good thing about that is you better bring them right here to ProBox TV, where they don't need no promoter, they don't need no manager, they don't need nothing. Because this ProBox TV is for the fighters, for the fans, but by the fighters. We understand what you just said, and that's what we're trying to fix, and that's why we started this network.
Roy, I was going to say that was pretty much a perfect promo you just gave us, Ray.
Yep.
That was a perfect promo, and we are absolutely thrilled. We were all thrilled when we saw that you were going to fight for ProBox TV, a former world champion. Good luck against Cesar Francis.
Well, thank you, man. You know what? I feel like it's the way you guys help me talk to me is a new beginning. It's a new beginning for all of us. You know what I mean? For do better for the boxing world. You know what I mean? Yep. Put the right fighters, give it to the fighters right.
There it is.
Yeah.
Talked to Ray Beltran. He basically did a promo for us, Paulie, talking about promoters and everything that he's endured in boxing. Yep. We know what he brings. Give us your scouting report on if fans did not see Cesar Francis against Mamoun or on Triller in his victory prior to that, what they will see this young man from Brooklyn showcase on Saturday.
Well, ironically, I noticed Antonio said that, he can't let Ray get off on the right foot. But I also think that that also counts for Ray because Cesar Francis on paper is stepping up once again. So, there's those questions of whether, how much you belong at this level. Obviously, going into the fight, you're confident. You always belong, right? But if the savvy veteran, if the guy who has more experience, if the guy who's now the new step up puts you in your place in the first couple of rounds, those confidence questions could start to arise. Obviously, we know Cesar Francis is very strong mentally. Antonio just described why. But if the savvy veteran gets off on the right foot, could he lock you in a box, so to speak, and into a mental box, so to speak, where you start to question yourself, am I on this level? Am I not on this level? I'll be honest with you, that's going to be harder said than done because I've got word out of New York, the way Cesar Francis has been sparring and the guys he's been sparring with, I think Cesar Francis is ready. He's ready for war if it needs to be. Ray Beltran also has been always ready for wars. My one question in this fight is, do you get old overnight sometimes? He's 41 years old. Ray engages with everybody, man. I mean, I can remember sparring Ray back in Wildcard in 2011, 2012. Everybody knew he was the man. Even back then, even though he hadn't won a world title yet. He just had a product of bad decisions. Everybody knew him as the guy who sparred with Pacquiao, like Roy was saying earlier. And everybody knew he was capable. I mean, he was in there. He would give everybody good work. And he was, like I said, he was always trying to beat your butt, too. He wasn't just a content guy that just wanted to just be in there just to be in there, So I know what Ray's capable of, but is he capable of it at this age, at this juncture in his career? Can he dig in? Because for me, this is the kind of fight that is going to obviously come down to skills. Both have their skills. Ray himself is a savvy veteran, and Cesar Francis has his own set of skills as well. But it's going to come down to, some of it is going to come down to the grind as well, to the trench warfare as well, to the wanting it a little more as well. Ray has the Mexican mindset. We know what that consists of. You never give in. You just keep fighting. Cesar Francis, we know, as Antonio was saying in the Mamoun fight, also, will grind if he has to. At 41 years old, are you capable of that kind of fight, though? Your mind might want to. Are you capable of that kind of fight? And that's the question I have more so than anything else. Because if Ray is capable of that kind of fight, I'm telling you, this is another competitive close fight like we had with Francis and Mamoun fight. But if he's old overnight, you're risking a 10-0 shutout.
I'll leave you with this. Ray Beltran said about making weight, don't give me any restrictions. Don't tell me how to do it. I grew up in the streets. If I got to be a certain weight, I'll figure it out. So he's going to try to figure it out at 41 years old on Saturday night. We'll see you then.
Never miss an episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. ProBox TV.